The games of the 29 Olympiad in 2008 are awarded to the city of Beijing.
In the summer of 2008, China's dream of hosting the Olympic Games is fast becoming a reality. As the nation readies itself, Beijing and 6 other cities, Qingdao, Hong Kong, Tianjin, Shanghai, Shenyang, and Qinhuangdao, are making every effort to welcome athletes, officials, and viewers from around the world. This major international event has truly been embraced nationally. A major building scheme has neared completion, with 12 new sporting venues in Beijing alone, as well as new construction, renovation, and expansion of other facilities in all host cities. Before the Games even open, the achievement on such a large scale already bears witness to the power of dreams, and it is a fitting honor to all those who have carried the dream through times of hardship to pass it down to those who come after. Such a man was Zu-Liang Sung, who more than 80 years ago conceived of 4 Olympic dreams for his country: to attend the Games, to bring a team to the Games, to win gold at the Games, and finally, to host the Olympic Games. At a time when China could barely achieve the first 2 of these dreams, Zu-Liang diligently attempted to improve conditions for athletes in his country, paving the way for the dreams that would come later. The summer of 2008 marks the culmination of his efforts.
王正廷先生，他是从1922年就变成国际奥委会的中国委员，他对中国体育事业做出了开拓的这一方面作用。以及沈志良先生，他作为中国最早的体育协进会的总干事，也就是说中国奥委会的秘书长，他作为中国奥委会第一团长，率领了刘长春到了洛杉矶奥运会，为中国登上世界的奥运会的舞台，也是做出了这方面贡献。所以这些前人前辈，他为了奥运会的理想，为了奥运会的事业，他不辞劳苦，呕心沥血，在这方面为我们起了承前启后的这方面作用。所以作为我们后辈，更应该对先人牢牢地记住他们在这方面的贡献。
Zu-Liang Sung passed his dreams on to his nephew, Wei-Liang Jiang, who would later be part of the historic Chinese delegation to the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. Wei-Liang passed the dream on to his son, Philip. As the 3rd generation of a family so intimately associated with the Olympic dream, Philip has been inspired by the spirit of his granduncle and father to put together over the past 20 years documentation and mementos of China's sports development and participation in the Olympics. Each piece tells a story. Much of his collection has been given to him by his father and granduncle. It is his intention to be able to offer the country he loves a testimony of its involvement in the Olympic Games. He himself is a testament to the efforts necessary to keep a dream alive.
I started collecting all these mementos very early. Once I got the news China will hold the Olympic game. So from that time, I began my study. I studied the Olympic Games, the history of the Olympic. Before, I only heard the stories from my father and my grandmother. So from that time, I really serious to collect the things through this piece of history. I think these things are very important for the Chinese people. I want to collect these things through these things to study the history of the Olympic game of China. I asked my relatives, I want to collect all the things about related to the Olympic Games, also associated with the Chinese the sports. They always give me a very big support. They will find out what I needed. And also from some of my friends, I tell them I want to collect all the things and show people the history of the sports of China. They are all very excited. So they're willing to give me anything if I need it.
By sharing Zu-Liang Sung's 4 dreams with the Chinese people, Philip not only hopes to educate them about the history of the Olympics, he is also confident that it will give non-Chinese people, particularly in Western countries, a deeper insight into the history of sports in China.
我辣想，假使讲个人对中国这段体育历史有所了解的话呢，伊拉会得觉着中国的体育发展是相当不容易。 而且呢，也能够通过迭个一个体育发展的历史呢，能够看出中国社会发展的历史，也对中国整个一个各方面呢有一个更加深刻的了解。我勿能够 make sure， 但是我想伊拉会得改变一些对中国的其他方面的看法，至少对体育运动发展的看法，伊拉会得有所改变。
中国的方方面面侪辣发展，中国现在这个经济也好，各个体育也好，各个方面侪辣强大，侪辣长大，葛末已经水到渠成了。中国我觉着08年是举行奥运会是这个，包括00年奥运会申请辰光，侪是侬具备了迭个条件了以后，侬才好会得申请啊。主要我觉着中国已经强大了，已经有能力去举办奥运会，而且是能够举办得老成功的奥运会。前抢阿拉北京也看看这个阿拉现在中国的体育设施做了，勿是讲输拨人家任何国家的体育设施啦，而且甚至于超过人家，侪交关是超过人家，侪达到超一流的体育设施。我自家个人认为，60年啊，辣5几年啊，侬中国举办奥运会，侬能力勿到嘛？侬训练场地、训练设施也没介许多嘛，比赛场地也没介许多嘛，对伐？所以呢，2008年辣北京举办奥运会，我觉着是大家努力的结果。
中国的发展啦，这个体育活动的开展啦，跟国外并勿一样，没介许多的俱乐部，没介许多的群众基础，能够从一个运动员变成讲现在能够搞奥林匹克，自家辣国内举行搿能介奥林匹克运动会呢，事实浪向迭个一个精心的程度啊，是要超乎所有人的想象。即使能够拿迭个中国一个奥运会个发展的迭个一个过程啊，把阿拉外国人看了以后呢，我想能够对伊拉对中国体育运动的发展啊，有一个更加深切的了解。迭个是对真正的一个外国人来讲。那么还有一个呢，就是居住辣外国交关海外的迭个中国的后裔啊，早期出去，譬如讲是养辣美国。我一代人对中国的过去呢，还算有眼了解，因为我屋里的情况，我自家从小也做过运动员，所以对中国的体育情况呢是详细了解。但有交关人呢比我大，我爸爸搿一辈人，伊从小就从中国出去了，甚至有种就像我搿个一代个人或者下一代人，本身就是生长了迭个其他国家，所以伊对国内个情况一眼都勿了解，也就是讲对中国过去自家国家个搿眼历史啦，对中国人自家历史都勿了解。那么通过搿能介一个物事呢，是讲让可以呢让搿眼人呢也能够对自家个就个根啊，搿根个迭个民族个根啊，能够有一个更加大个了解。
Before the game is beginning, I already helped the Shanghai Sports Museum to set some exhibition in Shanghai, and maybe next month other places want to open an exhibition, so they will use my collections. But after the game, I hope I can find a good place for her. For example, Shanghai Sports Museum, because I think this is the real good places for these historic items.
因为它是一个世界范围的一个非常大的、非常有影响力的一项活动，显然我觉得我们应该把它组织好。
胜利是无所谓的，只要大家在一起开开心心就可以了。
Philip considers himself to be a kind of torchbearer with no torch. Influenced by his granduncle's legacy, he has his own way of making a contribution to the Olympics.
所以我呢，搿个兴奋呢，跟阿拉爸爸呢有一眼两样，因为伊拉呢在实际去参加了奥林匹克有眼头，我就觉得我跟伊拉做个事体勿一样，但是我跟伊拉做个事体呢有一式一样意义。我能够辣辣介许多个亲亲眷眷里向，拿过去小辰光看见过搿眼物事啊，统统拿寻出来呢，我觉着是相当勿容易。而且我回来以后，进体育博物馆搿眼所有资料翻上去了，我发现我个物事呢是寻出来目前是中国参加奥运会历史浪向顶顶珍贵个物事，就是我舅公有些辰光参加奥林匹克运动会，中国人的第一块牌。所以我兴奋个物事呢跟伊拉有眼勿一样，但是阿拉每个人侪像去兴奋。我舅公同我爸爸呢，可以讲是完成了前头3个迭个参与，但是伊拉呢侪是辣辣国外报道了中国人个情况。搿个运动比赛啊，侪发生辣迭个外国，并勿是辣中国国内。那么今年呢是发生辣中国国内，所以对我来讲跟伊拉个勿一样的，伊拉是直接参加了，作为一个代表团个成员参加了奥林匹克运动会。我既勿是志愿者，也勿是火炬手，搿 搿个就是我个跟伊拉勿一样个地方。我有张照片，辣迭个办好展览会以后啊，我就拿了只火炬拍了张照。当我拿搿张照片拍好以后，我到照相店里去冲个辰光，照相馆里个人问我：“哎呀，搿火炬还没到上海了，侬哪能已经有只火炬了？”伊讲侬火炬手啊？我讲从某种意义来讲，我是勿拿火炬手。咾么伊拉就问我交关问题，当然，伊讲，搿么侬也有做晓得我情况以后呢，伊讲侬为啥勿去参加志愿者？我讲事实浪向我就比志愿者少了一记马甲，从某种角度上，但迭个事体个意义呢，是相当小个事体。但是我觉着呢，自家觉着还是会，当人家看见我搿眼收藏辰光呢，人家就中国原来介早就参加奥运会，有介许多个物事啊！看见个辰光，我只要听到搿个声音呢，我就觉着心里比啥人还高兴。
Hosting the Olympics in itself is the realization of a dream for China. And where one dream ends, others start. Dreams of greatness not only associated with the Games, but with countless others made possible because of the Games.
These 4 dreams is very, very important. Not only for my grand uncle, it's very important for the whole Chinese people, I think. Because the dream itself means this you got a certain level, then you can got the dream to complete. To achieve the dreams, you need more efforts. The first time you send the athletes to the Olympic game, it means you really start the Olympic game. You involved world sports, the family. The second time you send more people to the game, it means the more people enjoyed these games. These are the 2 dreams. And the third dream, of course, you got the medal. It's not the medal itself, not important, but this indicated the sports in your country has got more high levels. It's got more progress. This is important. And if you can hold the game in your country, it means not only because your country is very strong and the people, the technique of the sports is get much better. This time is very important. This is the real meaning of the 4 dreams.
All of those athletes in Beijing have all had a dream. They've all got a goal, and if it's a gold medal or if it's just to do their very, very best, their personal best, that is their dream. And the Olympic spirit allows them to excel. And if you win a gold medal, that's fantastic. You've been on the running strip in Beijing, you've been in the pool in Beijing. If your dream is to get on the starting blocks in the final, and then you're up against the best, you've realized the dream.
梦想当然是很重要。中国2008北京奥运会的梦想，田径要上去，我希望多出现几个刘翔。
梦想对于运动员来说呢是非常重要的。如果是没有梦想，就好像是没有追求、没有动力，那么肯定也出不了好成绩。我们也看到，就是许多运动员呢，为了这个梦想啊，不懈努力的，尽管在赛场上最终可能不一定是得到金牌，但是他还是没有放弃。所以说，这就是运动员呢一定要有自己的梦想、自己的追求啊，不懈的努力。
当我开始练体育个辰光，开始练跳高迭项运动个辰光呢，葛末自家梦想就希望能够拿到更加多个金牌了，能够为国争光了。
The spirit of the Games is not about winning or losing. It is all about participation, about doing your very best and excelling.
作为这个运动员在场上呢，他这个顽强的拼搏，一定要就是说有这种精神，顽强拼搏，永不言败，永不放弃。我觉得呢例子也很多包括就是说，你比如说就是说，我们的国球的国手刘国正，当年这个和这个金哲洙的比赛，当时呢是7个赛点被他挽回，最后呢是挽救了整个比赛，赢得比赛和逆转的比赛，这就是我们大家讲的，一定要是在场上呢奋力的拼搏，永不言败，永不放弃。
2008年是中国人第一次举办奥运会，所以这个呢是相当好的机会呢，就让全世界人民才能看见中国人目前的体育状况以及其他的一些社会状况。从我角度来讲呢，金牌多少是另外一桩事体，要有一个精神，就是讲用自家能够发挥自家顶好的体育水准。只有当侬发挥了自家顶好的体育水准呢，这个金牌呢自然会得过来。
The true spirit of the Olympics to me is the chivalrous nature of competition. It is pride of nationhood, and it is excellence of sporting achievement. People trying to do their best, and if their best is a number 2, is a bronze medal or a silver medal, that's the spirit of the Olympics. That's where I got to. This is where I trained to be, and that's That's where I am in the elite of the elite athletes this time in my life, in this world. And I'm happy with that. I've done my best, and I've done my best for me, and I've done my best for my country.
能够参加奥运会，只要有从在参与，只要我参与了当中，我就自家也快乐。奥运会当中能够在参与的前提下头，希望能够拿到更加好的成绩了。每一个人总归侪有遗憾的。那我这个破纪录高头呢，我觉着是应该纪录也破过，冠军也拿了勿少。但辣奥运会高头呢，我没拿金牌了，也是一个遗憾了。
Olympic Games, in fact, are bringing together bringing together all the countries into one event. That's one word.
They gave a pretty good reasonings behind why they wanted to have their Olympics there, and I feel that they're ready to do something spectacular.
From the U.S., and I'll be supporting the U.S., but being here in China, I certainly wish the best of success to the Chinese athletes.
The Olympic Games are the world's largest sporting event, but perhaps more importantly, they act as a medium that brings nations together, enhancing friendship and understanding between countries.
Can a sporting event help people to understand each other? I'm sure it can. And if it's a big enough sporting event like the Olympics, people from all over the world are just going to be focused on Beijing during those 2 weeks. And if they're not in Beijing or if they're not in China, they're going to be involved somewhere, somehow, in some other part of the world. And I think it does help understanding. It will help people to say, well, okay, well, where is Beijing? We better have a look at where Beijing is. Where's Qingdao? And what has Hong Kong got to do with this? And where are these other places where these other sports events are taking place? So there's a little bit of a trip around China, at least, if you're following the Olympics. And as I believe television stations and newspapers and magazines will do, they'll be covering more than just the Olympics. There'll be Chinese culture. And this hand-in-hand sort of approach that sport generates has the ability to be transcribed into other friendships, other relationships that transcend the 2 weeks of the Games.
奥运会的精神是重在参与。奥运村里向嘛是一个大家庭，所有的国家的运动员啦一道吃饭，一道训练，基本每个国家运动员生活侪辣一只奥运村里向头，高头大家基本能够增加更加多的交流。侬像这个运动高头、技术高头，首先可以交流，是吧？侬个哪能跳得好点，一个哪能跳得远点。
When the flame is extinguished at the closing of the Olympic Games in Beijing, a dream will have been realized for China. And, among the greatest achievements for the world, after this Olympic year has passed, new dreams will have risen from the old.
It will bring China into that brotherhood of holding an Olympic Games. It doesn't finish there. China will benefit from that internally as far as the pride that comes out of holding the Olympic Games. Beijing has changed as a result of the buildings that have been put in place, the infrastructure that's been put there to stage the Games. It's one of those indelible marks that a country carries as a result of holding the Games, and all of those other nations, the global audience that will look on Beijing will endorse the Games as a result of that. China will continue to play very, very strongly on the world stage. It will be enhanced by having staged the Games and by what it has done as a means of preparation for the infrastructure for the organisation, for its own team. And I guess there's also we've got to think about how does the Games and the staging of the Games enthuse the ordinary Chinese person or the ordinary foreigner living in China. How does it enthuse them to get out and go for a run? How does it enthuse them to want to achieve? How does it enthuse them to improve their health by exercise, or to become a sporting participant, or a kid who's watching the games to say, I can do that, and I'm now going to train because there's another games in 4 years or 8 years' time that I want to be involved in, and that I want to represent China wherever those games are. That's what I want to do.
Actually, in my family, every people were very happy because the fourth dream was already completed, and just like the Chinese people. This is the first dream. I think for the whole 4 dreams is the whole dream. The China get big step. Then from that, the new things will happen. More and more people, I think, will enjoy the sports, and more people will like the Olympic, and also the government, I think, will give them more support. I think this year, after the game is completed, I think the 4th dream is completed as a new beginning for China.
生活辰光呢，这个阿拉体育家来讲，侪是一个梦想啦。首先能够在自家屋里向门口举行比赛，但是呢，我觉着对世界高头任何国家的运动员呢，能够来参加08年奥运会，对运动员来讲也是一个梦想，因为能够更加多的了解中国，希望能够在奥运会当中取得好的成绩，拿到好的名次，所以侪是每个运动员的梦想。
The 2008 Olympic Games signify the conclusion of an 80-year dream for 3 generations of a single Chinese family. A dream that started with Zu-Liang Sung and was sustained over years of turmoil and triumph. The Games will be an event with repercussions and celebrations, shared by 1.3 billion of Zu-Liang Sung's countrymen, as well as billions of viewers worldwide.
我觉着2008年呢，辣中国这个举办奥运会呢，是对4个这个梦想呢是个圆满的结束。但事实不是讲一个这个4个 dream 结束以后呢就没事体了，事实上是一个新的开始。虽然这个中国人4个梦想呢已经圆满了，侪圆梦了啦，侪实现了，但事实上这个一个圆梦呢是一个新的梦想开始，也就可以后去中国的体育事业会得到更大的发展，会得有更大的进步。 这个才是4个 dream 的真正的，又是一个据点，又是一个启发点。
中国加油
！2008北京奥运会当中能够取得更加辉煌的成绩。
Добро пожаловать на Олимпиаду в Китай！
中国运动员加油加油
！Allez la France！
祝中国选手取得好的成绩。
Go USA！
Go USA！
北京加油！中国加油！
Yay, China! Woo!
中国加油
Go USA! Go USA! And China!
I would say let's have a great Olympics.
奥运加油 ！Go China！ 中国加油
Go China, go Belgium.
Go Colombia! Go China!
Go China! Go! Yeah!
So okay, China, do your best.